Howdy folks, I just wanted to do a quick little video for you today. Nice little tech tip about how to use AI sort of as a replacement for Google. And I'm gonna do that through exploring Excel. And how can I get whatever my spreadsheets are in Excel, how can I make it do what I want it to do without really knowing Excel very well? I haven't really used Excel since my undergrad, so it's been a minute, and I'm by no means an expert. But I've been able to figure out some more advanced sort of calculations and data management purely by going to ChatGPT and asking it questions and getting guided feedback and solutions. So that's the big difference between Googling something and using an AI tool, is that while you can Google whatever your issues are and you'll eventually figure it out, it's not adjusted to your exact needs, right? You're applying like a basic idea to whatever you're working on and trying to make it work. Where ChatGPT, you can give it the specific scenarios and it will tell you precisely how to get what you want. And it does a really good breakdown. And if you don't understand, you can say, please explain further. And it's really helpful. So I generated this. This is just a random spreadsheet full of fake information. I used ChatGPT to make it, which is kind of neat. So I have just a list of random student names, grade levels, P to, I guess, 1 to 6, a bunch of different ancestries, reading levels, and it's just at grade, above or below grade, and then percents of classes missed. So let's pretend that I've exported this out of PowerSchool or wherever my data is stored into this Excel spreadsheet. I want to go through this data and kind of analyze trends and see what I can find in this information, because it's hard to see it as a whole right now, but I don't know Excel. So this is where we go, boom, we're gonna head over to ChatGPT. So I'm gonna pop in here. So I just write in here, I'm trying to give it the background information it needs. Hi ChatGPT, I am analyze a spreadsheet for student information to look for trends. I have 5 columns: students' names, grade level, ancestry, reading level, and percent classes missed. So now I can say like, okay, I want to figure these things out. Can you help me to do that? I want to look at comparing ancestry with classes missed and see if there's any sort of significant trend in the data, any correlations that could prove further investigation. So I just want to make sure. I would like to compare ancestry with percent of classes missed. Now I let it do its thing. So to compare students with percent, you'll want to group data by ancestry and analyze trends. Goal, identify the average, median, or range of percent classes for each ancestry group. Using spreadsheets like Excel or Google, pivot tables. So select your data, including headers, insert pivot table, set ancestry to row field, set percent of classes missed as a value field, and ensure it's set to average. So let's do that. So boom, we have our data and we're going to insert pivot table. And then we have to look and make sure that it's covering our whole range, which it is, okay. And then we're going to insert it in a new worksheet, okay. And then we go back and say, okay, set ancestry as your row field. So we take ancestry and it's in row. Then we go back, set percent of class misses as value field and ensure that the calculation is set to average. So then we put this in values. So right now it's set as sum, and I don't want to know the total percent. So we can see that our pivot table is already doing something over here, but we want to change the value to average. So when we do that, based on our data, we can now look at these different ancestry groups and see who's missing more time on a broader scope, and then that can allow us further questioning, further investigation. Okay, so now I have my table and it tells me, compares the average of percent missed classes versus ancestry. So let's think of something else. Maybe I want to know the number of kids at which reading level by grade, and we'll filter it by ancestry. So we're going to do reading level by grade, and then we can set it for whatever ancestry to disaggregate the data. So now it's saying to determine filtered by specific ancestry, you can use, once again, a pivot table. Here's step-by-step approach. So set up your data, make sure your data has clear headers, which we do. Insert your pivot table like we did before, and then we'll get into the other. So let's get into it. We're going to go back to our data. We're going to go to insert pivot table, check our data, make sure everything's good. In a new sheet, boom, okay. So now we want to, in the pivot, drag ancestry into filters area. So ancestry will go down into my filters. And then rows, we're gonna do grade level into rows, and then reading level under grade level. Now values, we're gonna do a count of students. So we're gonna drag student names, or any, like if you have student IDs, you can use those as well, into the values. By default, it'll give us a count on how many students appear in each combination of grade level and reading level. And we're going, it defaults to sum, so we're gonna wanna change it to count. So let's go back in, we're gonna take student names, put it in value, and it already put it as count. Awesome. So now we have our little chart down here. We see it in grade 1. Right now we have all of our kids highlighted. So above grade level, we have 2. And at grade level, we have 2. And then that's the total there. So we only have 4 kids in grade 1 in this sample data. Then in grade 2, we have 4 below, 4 at, 3 above, which gives us 11. And then at grade level, we have 4 below, 3 at, but we have none above. So like our grade 1's a small sample, but at least we have none below. In grade 3, we have none that are above grade level, which is worrisome. And then we can see the breakdown. Then we can say, okay, within our filters, we can filter out different groups. So now we know, we have 9 kids of Asian ancestry, at grade level, at grade level, at grade level, below, at, above. So we only have 1 that's above. Indigenous, we have 6 Indigenous students. We have 1 above, 1 below, 1 at, 1 above, 2 at. So we're able to dive deeper into the data. And I don't know how to do these things, but I just follow along with what ChatGPT says to do, and we can figure it out. Let's do some conditional formatting. This is not an easy thing to do for most people, but I promise you with ChatGPT, it's going to be really easy. So I want to go back to the original set of data and not all the pivot table stuff. And I want to figure out, I just want to quickly color code everything. So I wanted to color code the grade levels based on what they are. So maybe at grade level 1 color, above and below different colors. So that'll give me a nice little visual cue when I'm looking at this data to figure it out. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT to help me do that. So I told them what I want to do. I want to highlight the words in column D. So it says select column D cells containing the reading levels. Click the D column header to select the whole column. Open conditional formatting. Woohoo. Go to home, conditional format, new rule. So we'll go back in here. So we'll click on our row. We have all of D highlighted. We're in home. There's conditional formatting there. We go to new rule. Okay, so we have all this that we got to figure out. So create new rule for above grade level. So in here, choose format only cells that contain. Format only cells that contain. Now it says cell value. We don't have values. So here it says change that to specific text. Specific text containing. And then we type in above grade level exactly. Above grade level. And then click format, go to fill tab, background color. Format. So here's the fill tab. And then we choose our green. We're going to do green for above. Okay. Okay. Boom. Now all my above levels are coded green. So now we just have to do the same thing for the other levels. New rule. Format that only contains specific text. And then we're going to do at grade level. We're going to format that. Maybe make that yellow. It's not a pleasant yellow. Let's do a lighter yellow. Okay. Boom. Now our at grade levels are a yellow. And then we just need to do it one more time. Format it, and then we make it dark red. Boom. Not easy to read. But, I mean, choose better colors than that. That's not really a good color choice. But now I have all of this sort of conditionally formatted. You can do it for number ranges. So if you're doing reading levels 1 to 5, you can say between 2 and 3. Make it this color. And all of this I figured out just by asking ChatGPT, and it walked me through step by step. If I got stuck, I just said, hey, can you clarify? And it figures it out. It can give you any formulas you need. You can say exactly what you want to happen. It will write out all the formulas for you to copy and paste. So if you run into an issue while you're doing data and you're running through it and analyzing, check out ChatGPT. You don't have to struggle with the Googling. You don't have to reach out to someone else at first. If you really get stuck, then reach out to someone who knows more, but you can do a lot of it yourself if you just use the right tools. All right. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.